I think I was just kind of like running from the feelings. Like growing up, I always felt like I needed to be tough and like nothing would bother me. Like if someone passed away or like, you know, I just would like stonewall, and like that's how I was raised.
Okay, so bartending. Where do we go from there? So you said you found real estate through bartending. Is
Yes.
that accurate? How did that work out?
So there was a couple people at the bar who did real estate. I took off a week and I watched Selling Sunset, and I was like, wow, this is the dream. And I signed up for a course. I think I had like $450 left in my bank account. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll do this. I took the course and I was like, this is the worst thing ever. I mean, what am I learning? Like back in a classroom, I just hated it. And I was like, I'm obviously not going to do this career. I thought they were going to show me how to like open doors. Like, here's what we say. That was not it. And so I took the test and passed the first time, luckily. And so I just like, okay, let me just go down this adventure. It was definitely difficult at first. Like the first 6 months, I didn't make money. And so I had an ex at the time, and he helped facilitate. Like I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go back into bartending. Like I've always had my own money. I've always worked. And he was like, no, you know, stay with this. And so I stayed with that. And when we split, I actually went kind of backwards a little bit. Because I kind of, when we were together, dropped the like partying lifestyle, because I just, you know, from college and then into bartending, I was a professional partier. And so I kind of cleaned that act up a little bit when I got into real estate. And when we split up, I went to New Orleans and partied for 6 months, and that's when I actually landed in rehab.
Why New Orleans? What took you there?
I always actually wanted to live in New Orleans or New York for a year, and with my ex's job, he was not able to do that. So I think like when we split, it was like, okay, this is the time. Like I need to go, live out my dream.
Was this like you were only going to stay for a year? Was that the plan?
Yeah, I signed a year lease and left at 6 months. Yeah,
it was too much.
Well, I bought a house, and then I visited New Orleans with my friends, and I had a couple of tenants that I moved into the house with me to help pay my rent. And when I was there, I signed a lease, and I was like, I'm just gonna move here. So I had this new house back in Richmond.
Yeah.
And I think I was kind of like, and I've learned this, but I think I was just kind of like running from the feelings. Like growing up, I always felt like I needed to be tough and like nothing would bother me. Like if someone passed away or like, you know, I just would like stonewall, and like that's how I was raised. And so that's what I did with this. Like I was like, of course I don't care. Everything's fine. Like, you know, I've split with this person and like we sold this real estate and whatever. Like I'm 100% fine. But I think I was just like running from facing that. And so that's, you know, I went to New Orleans and used drugs and alcohol for 6 months. And it was time for me to go.
What was your relationship with your parents at this point? Like, was that soured because of the education piece?
No. So at this point, like once they saw that once I quit that, like we just came to agreement. Like my dad was like, you're miserable. Like I can see that. Like you're not yourself. Like you have to make it now. Like this is up to you. So our relationship was fine.